Overexplaining is one of the most common communication patterns that weakens attraction over time. It often comes from the intention to be clear, understood, and avoid misinterpretation. But in practice, it creates the opposite effect. When communication becomes overly detailed, it begins to feel forced and less natural. At the beginning, this may not seem like a problem. It can even appear as effort or interest in maintaining the interaction. But over time, it starts to change how behavior is perceived. One of the first effects appears in how communication feels. Instead of being fluid and spontaneous, it becomes structured and overly controlled. This reduces the natural rhythm of interaction. Another shift appears in how emotional presence is expressed. Overexplaining often replaces emotion with logic and justification. This removes the subtle tension that creates engagement. Interaction begins to feel less dynamic and more predictable. Another important effect appears in how messages are received. Long explanations can feel unnecessary and reduce curiosity. They remove the need for interpretation, which is a key part of attraction. Without interpretation, there is less engagement. Another shift appears in how confidence is perceived. Overexplaining can signal uncertainty or a need to control how you are understood. This creates a subtle imbalance in interaction. Many people try to clarify more when they feel misunderstood. But more explanation often amplifies the problem instead of solving it. Attraction grows in environments where communication feels natural and balanced, not overly controlled or overly detailed. Another change appears in how conversation flows over time. There is less space for variation and less room for emotional movement. Everything becomes too defined, which reduces spontaneity. Spontaneity is what keeps interaction engaging. Without it, communication becomes predictable and less interesting. Recognizing this pattern changes how you approach interaction, because it shifts focus from explaining to simply expressing. And that shift is what allows communication to feel natural again, which is what keeps attraction alive over time.